In this module, we'll be examining an interesting buffer overflow in Winamp. Winamp version 5.12 suffered from a buffer overflow while processing playlist files with a long UNC path. The reason that this crash is so interesting is because of the restrictive conditions we're going to have to deal with in order for our buffer overflow to successfully execute code. At the end of the module, we'll have a 3-stage shellcode, which will be doing some fairly fancy acrobatics in order to get to our bind shell. We'll start with a rough proof of concept found on Millworm to demonstrate the crash. Notice that this crash is very sensitive to varying buffer lengths. If you play around with the proof of concept, you'll notice that if you alter the buffer length even a bit, the application will crash in a seemingly non-exploitable way. So let's try this out in our Vista Lab machine. We'll start up Winamp. We'll fire up Ollie, and we'll attach Winamp in Ollie. I'll organize them by name, and Winamp should be somewhere at the bottom. Wonderful. Let's look at the proof of concept. So this is our playlist file. We write it here. Notice that our buffer has 856 NOPs and then 166 breakpoints. These bytes here will overwrite EIP, and these bytes here are the only buffer space we have. So let's look at this in Ollie and examine the crash. I'll generate the playlist file and open this file in Winamp. Alright, so Ollie tells us we have a crash. You can see that EIP was overwritten by those specific 4 bytes in our proof of concept, these ones here.